We are the creators of the Stu Beat Showcase, and we bring to you
the Beat Club Podcast,
where producers are heard.
The best place to hear new beat makers from around the globe.
Here we keep it real about the music.
We keep these beats or we cut them. Simple and plain. With the help of our special guests and listeners worldwide.
If you wish to join our Beat Club Podcast community, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Beat Club Podcast.
And join our private producer group on Facebook by searching
the Stu::Beat Club. Yo, what up, world? How's everybody doing? This is your boy D-Loops, a.k.a. Do It All Loops. Here, my boy.
Motivate Marin. How y'all feeling, man?
Artificial AV is out of the office for today, but we're going to be taking over. I'm taking over his seat, taking over his computer, taking over everything right about now. And we got the Gold Network holding it down. What's up, Demetri? How you feeling today?
You want to take over the network, too?
We could do that.
Yeah.
We could do that. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
It's only right. It is Black History Month.
So does that mean I get it back in a couple weeks?
Nah. Motivate Merriman, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Fresh off a pretty busy weekend.
Yes, you did.
It was good, man.
Congratulations on the show, by the way.
Thank you.
Did a great job.
Thank you, man.
Did a great
you
job.
did a great job as well, man. Thank you for holding me down. Yeah, shout out to everybody that came out to Big Night Live on Friday. Opened up for Busta. It was super dope. And yeah, it was just dope. Real dope night.
Yeah, it was good. And the shit looked crazy on the screens, by the way. Just the whole thing was dope, man. Merriman, I gotta ask you to introduce this guy here because I'm learning about him.
I'm learning about him too, man, and that's why I reached out to him.
And he seems like the perfect guy for this show right now. So I mean,
this is the legendary John Scott here,
What's
man,
up?
engineer, owner of
Appreciate
Phoenix
it.
Down Studios, man.
air horn.
Yeah, pretty good. How you
doing,
feeling?
fam?
I'm doing great. We had Trippie Red in the studio this week. That was cool.
Yeah.
Block Boy went viral this week doing a backflip.
Nice.
Like right next to our ping pong table. I'm glad you didn't die. So,
Well, thank you for taking some time out your schedule to be with us, man.
absolutely. I'm excited to hear some beats.
Yeah, and just coming in here blind, man. It's always an adventure whenever we're on the show. And I think it's...
I tend to do that, man. I tend to not like always lay everything completely out before guests come here, man.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
I like it to just be fun.
And you know, we're raw on this platform, so we get to say whatever the hell we want to say. And we definitely got all types of ears on deck. So all the producers that are part of the community, you already know you're definitely going to get a wide range of feedback today. So just thank you for that, man.
Absolutely.
We're going to make this shit happen. So question, are you from Boston?
No, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona.
What made you come out to Boston?
Berkeley.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the only school I applied to when I, got in, moved there, been here for 11 years now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is going to be my last year here.
And then you're moving where?
LA in September.
Okay.
So you uprooting the whole studio,
Whole operation?
Or you gonna keep it here?
We're actually opening up a second spot named TBD at the end of the month.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have 2 spots out here. I've trained up so many engineers and have so many roots here. I'm gonna be trying to come back every month and stuff.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
So you just expanding. It's not
Yeah,
necessarily-
definitely.
Okay.
Just trying to go coast to coast,
That's
not
official.
switching.
That's official.
So you're officially busy, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So wait, you already knew what you wanted. So you came out strictly for Berkeley. You was like, you know what? This is the only school I'm signing up for.
Yeah, no. If it wasn't Berkeley, I was gonna stay in state. And then I got an opportunity to be an intern at a studio when I was still at Berkeley in a band, and so I took that. And after that was over, when my old boss was quitting, he offered, to hook me up with the landlord at his place, and so then I took over what used to be the spot that I interned at, and so I did that when I was 22.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've had the studio for 8 years now.
Was your anxiety like through the
Oh my
roof?
God, you don't. Yeah.
That's like a big load just to lay on somebody.
Oh my God. I
But-
definitely don't recommend it to anybody
Yeah.
because it barely worked and it really paid off now, but like it was within like 2 months of just being a total bust.
Yeah.
Like I broke even, like I lost the funding that I, got that helped me pay rent the first 18 months. The 19th month I only lost $500, and then the 20th month I didn't lose any money, and the 21st month I made $500.
Then you started making some money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to
And
really
it's
tug
been,
it out
like, pretty
sometimes.
consistent. Yeah, definitely. But like, seeing all the stuff that, you know, like they say, like the iceberg, the shit below the surface before it gets to like above is crazy.
Yeah. To go through it, like in the moment of it, that shit's scary. But you got to keep going. You got to persevere. Yeah. And at that point too, you probably didn't have a fucking choice, right?
Definitely was locked in.
So that's the key. That's the lesson, is you do have to make yourself uncomfortable, man.
To be honest, one of the reasons that it worked out for me is because I didn't want to move all my shit. Like I'd already moved all of my stuff that I had at my studio, you know, like the studio I'd set up in my apartment, to this new space. I purchased a bunch of shit. I was, you know, gonna have to find a place to put it all. Like when the options came down to it, I'd rather, like, you know, risk it and delay the terribleness that was gonna be like quitting and moving all that shit out. And that ended up helping, you know, like just like making it, you know, do or die.
Yeah. Damn. To the shits. A lot of lessons just happened in about less than 5 minutes.
I'm happy about it. So we already briefed you on the show on what's about to go down. Producer community, I hope you guys are ready. You guys are ready to get into some beats, right?
Yeah, just about ready, man. And shout out to you, man, the Gritty Pop Colors, man.
I forgot. Man, I'm focused right now.
And also everybody, man, we got to clap it up for my brother Loops. His birthday was yesterday, so clap it up for my brother Loops, man.
I'm officially old, bro.
Another rotation around the sun, man. The just turned 25 and shit.
Yeah, I'm getting to 25. I'm getting to 27. I'm just like, really? I'm gonna work with it. Still checking my ID.
So we are celebrating today at Wonder Bar, man. And anybody that's around will be at Wonder Bar 6 to 10 p.m. this evening, celebrating his birthday. Also the release of Gritty Pop Colors.
Yes.
His first debut beat project.
Yes.
It's going to be crazy.
It should be a good time.
It should be fun.
I'm very excited about it. But enough about me.
Yeah.
It's time for these beats.
Let's get to it.
With no further ado. All right, y'all. So what we do each and every Sunday here at the Beat Club Podcast, we have a place called thebeatclubpodcast.com where producers can go and upload as many fire beats as possible. That's right, as many fire beats as possible. We take some of these beats and place them in the folder for the very first time ever on our show. We give our feedback along with our Beat Club Podcast community and decide if we're going to keep or cut the beats. And you can join the discussion right now by watching us on Facebook Live. Let us know how you feel and make sure you let those hearts and angry emojis fly. And big shout out for Beatmakers Boutique for helping us reward dope beats from dope producers as we search for our beat of the month. Get nominated and you could win a free sound pack from Beatmakers Boutique. So make sure you follow them on IG and show them love. And for this segment, we also want to thank IK Multimedia for providing us with the iLoud micro monitors, the official reference monitors of the Beat Club Podcast. So, damn, that was a lot, but I'm still on it. All right, cool. So we already know about the beat of the week if we hear something. But there was one thing I didn't tell you. If there's a beat that you're like, it's like a pity keep. You don't really want to cut it, but it's not really keep. You could throw a safe keep it out there, but you only got one.
Okay.
All right. That's it. But besides that, everything else.
And what's that called again?
Safe keep.
Safe keep.
Yeah, this is a little safe keep. So let's see. The first person we got up right now. My memory's bad, so I'm not sure if this is a newbie or not. But this person's name is DG. Those are my initials, so I rock with it already. Is it DG the third or the third eye? And they sent the joint in called Facts of Life. Wasn't that a show? Was that a theme song? That was
a Facts of Life, yeah.
I was a youngin', I don't know.
Yeah, man.
So let's take a listen right now on the Beat Club Podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's get it. Let's go.
The Beat Club.
We creeping on the come up. For victory, we never unplug. We connected and rock. Feel the vibe from the head to your socks. Whether you're ready or not, get the confetti and pop. Champagne, cause we the best on the block. Snare snap like a celery stalk. My words, yo, they felt when I talk.
Alright. Yeah. So, you know how we do it. No tracks on the show.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got one from our guy, Manny Beat Shy, with a joint called Blue Yoshi. You know who Yoshi is, obviously, right?
Yoshi. I don't know. What's that character from a video game?
Yeah, Mario. Just making sure.
Mario?
Yeah,
Okay,
Mario.
okay,
Yeah,
cool.
just making sure.
Yeah. That's how much I don't play video games. Shit.
But we're going to check it out right now on the B Club Podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's talk about it. We got people online telling us it's a keep, man. They're keeping it.
Yeah, love it.
I'm keeping it.
And no one here is cutting
Sounds like a unanimous.
It sounds like unanimous?
Yeah.
Keep it.
Any feedback whatsoever?
I want it.
That's fire.
Yeah. That's pretty straightforward right there.
Let's get another one in, man. Is it Jers Beats? JRZ Beats.
Yeah, Jersey Beats, I think. I think they've submitted before.
Yeah. So Jersey Beats, and it's a song called The Bag from Boston, Massachusetts. So you better represent, man. We're going to take a listen right now on the B Club Podcast. Keep it, cut it. Let's get it. Let's go. Talk about it. John Scott, I'm going to you first.
I mean, I liked it. It's part of the new wave.
Yeah.
You know, like those melodies that are kind of like happy, ambiguous, and the bass was kicking.
Mm-hmm.
I think people would fuck with it.
So it's a keep for you?
I think so.
We got to know, is it definitely a keep or definitely a...
I'm going to go with definitely keep.
All right. Mark Maron, what's the word?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna cut it. But it definitely is cool though. I can hear it.
There's a vibe.
I can hear the record and shit like that. Like I definitely can hear the vibe to it. But I don't know. It felt like it was like it needed something else. Like, and I don't even know what that something is right now.
It's probably an artist.
Yeah, probably. Probably. I could definitely hear like the melodies an artist would put over it. But I don't know, man. It's just something was missing for me.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of soul to it.
I caught the vibe though.
Yeah.
Me, I caught the vibe. I don't know if it's my spirits or just the beat altogether, but it was a decent little vibe. Yeah. I'm not sure what artists would be on it as well, but
I can hear just about anybody that's out right now. Definitely a melodic type artist, or Roddy Ricch type.
Yeah, he would kill it. He would kill it.
Something like that.
I mean, this side, people online, they're saying, someone said cut it. The people saying I like this beat, they're kind of undecided, but we overrule on this end. So it's 2 keeps and 1 cut.
Yeah, Marin Island.
You already know.
Keep it.
So, John, man, question. I know you've worked with a lot of people. I heard you've worked with a lot of people. Who are some people that you've worked with that we should know, or off the top of your head? Because I'm pretty sure you know to a lot of folks.
So I'm just gonna go in order of how it happened. So
let's go.
If you're old enough, Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yep.
He was the first, really, really big artist that I worked with. Then it was Young Jeezy for a long time, and then I worked with Trey Songz, and then Snoop's been to the studio a couple times now, and then I worked with the Lil Baby a lot this summer.
So how did that all kind of like happen? Did it all kind of like, did they come to your studio and that's how those relationships were built, or was it just
usually
your name?
So the Trey Songz was through Jeezy at his studio because they're like best friends, and the other stuff was people coming through, seeing what I could do at the studio, and then bringing me along somewhere else. So like Lil Baby's artist 42 Doug was at a club, and then got recommended to the studio, came through, and I was recording his shit, and they were going crazy over it, and they were like, "Oh, once Baby hears it, he's gonna pick you up." And then he randomly did show up. I didn't even think he was coming. Then we did a couple tracks. I think the second day we did that, the track Baby, the one that went platinum. And then I went out to Miami and Atlanta, and I didn't go to LA with Lil Baby, but LA, New York, Miami, and Atlanta are the places that I've gone to record.
Dope. Yeah. What do you think contributed to your success so far? Was it I don't want to call it luck. Was it just being ready? Was it just being driven? Like,
I'm super fast. Like on Pro Tools, I don't think most people have seen someone work the way that I do. Like, it's something to see a little bit different than if you've been in a studio 100 times with other engineers.
You got your shortcuts down and everything.
Yeah, and I try to go as fast as humanly possible. Even with tracking, when an artist is in the booth, I try to make it so there's zero delay between when they ask for something and when it's already happening. Trying to just be predictive and just on your toes at all times, and it just, especially for artists who are coming up with it in the booth, it just helps a lot to not have that latency, if you will, between when you ask for something and when you're oh come on, I just got the line, you gotta hustle. And then getting shit to sound good, being able to do crazy effects. Some artists love that, so that's got me a lot of clients over the years in general. But certain artists like Lil Baby and Young Jeezy both are not big effects guys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So you got to be good at you got to have a good solid foundation too.
And what's going on? Are most of these guys now just kind of doing it line by line more than ever now? The people that you're working with, they're just step recording their verses, come up with a few lines, and then
sometimes people will come up with a few lines. A lot of times, it's, especially if they're even younger, they'll just start out in the booth. Maybe once they, depending on how organized they are, what mood they're in, they'll write down the lines as they say them so that they can see it and don't have to hear it back every time. But I would say it's maybe 50% are doing it without a phone at all, just punch me in, I got it. Jeezy would maybe write 2 to 4 lines before he would jump in the booth to get an idea, and he would I don't even know what the lines were, if they were all 4 different starting lines or 4 random lines he wanted to use. He would just come up with something and a tiny bit of it, and then would jump in the booth. But I know he would update his, as he did it a little bit. But they definitely weren't organized like the guys who come into my studio who just have a song and I can just read it off their phone, and you know everything's labeled. They even have ad libs written in. Everyone's got a different way of doing it.
Everybody's process is different.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel or did you ever develop the comfort at an early stage when it came to telling an artist how to actually do something better, or put that sauce on it?
I did, because I got some vocal coaching, and I'm not a good singer, but I've just heard and know what to tell someone to do to get a few things to happen.
Yeah.
And so I was more comfortable doing that. And then knowing an artist and just being in their good graces because you're doing all the other shit right. They just like kind of they build a little bit of trust. And so if I hear something, I'm like, I think you can do it better, or like the last line was better. You know, I'm not afraid to like throw out a line even if I have something. If someone's like stuck, you know what I mean? Definitely. And like I can definitely fix any bar. Like if someone's bar has too many lines, like, you know, too many syllables or one not enough syllable, I can always do like a rewrite that's gonna work. So yeah, just being as helpful in the studio to getting the song to be where it needs to be in any way, you know what I mean? Whether it's like being prepared before and having a bunch of beats selected, because there's like they get emails and emails worth of beats.
Yes.
So like if they get like 200 beats, it does them a big favor to go through all 200 and take out the trash ones, just like we're doing here. You know what I mean? So like I'm used to this process.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Dope. But so I guess even to the second part to my question is, I can only imagine if I'm in the studio and it's my first time and recording with Jeezy, that I'm not sure what I could tell him or what I could say to him.
Oh, so, first time, nothing.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
It's just him telling you what they need
If
to put the sauce on.
If someone's like a, you know, legend, or someone's popping right now, if it's one of those people that you don't, you know, have a relationship with, you just
don't have any rapport yet.
You just do your thing.
Yeah.
You know, and usually they play it close to the chest until the very end of the session, and then they let you know that they really fucked with you. You know, like I just had Sosa Geek in the studio, that kid from New York. Wild energy, like some of the craziest energy I've ever had in the studio. He was there for with Millie's, and he was like, you know, he just sounded angry when he was like asking to be punched in, but I know he's not. It's just a thing rappers do. Come on. Come on. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm already recording, like he'll say come on, like, and then he'll be okay. But at the end of like you know, like the hour or whatever, he would do this weird thing where he would get all 4 lines right, like 4 full bars, and then still be like, okay, let me get it again, until he would get like 8 bars in one performance, totally right, like memorized, but he wasn't using a phone. So that was a totally different process for me. But yeah, so once we got done with it, he like was like behind me, like rubbing my shoulders, and he was like, I fuck with you, bro. And I was like, good. I was like, I'm really glad.
This is good shit. But now I want to go back to the beginning though. So you came here from Phoenix, Arizona to go to Berkeley. So you went to Berkeley for audio production. Is that what you went for? Or
yeah, I was guitar principal, because you got to go with an instrument. And then my major was engineering and production and film scoring, and I didn't finish the film scoring. I had like one more class to take, but I didn't need to take it, so I dropped out to start the studio, and then went back one summer and took like a guitar lesson, some bullshit, to get your degree. It wasn't even a degree, it was a diploma.
Oh, okay.
Like Berkeley's like one of the only colleges that offers a diploma program where you don't have to take all the gen ed classes.
Yeah.
So I don't even have a bachelor's degree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A lot of the most successful homies I got from Berkeley dropped out, man.
I wouldn't have gone back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone back if I wasn't pressured.
Yeah, like all my homies that are like doing it big from Berkeley, they dropped out. Like they probably did, and some dropped out, like you said, like the last year or like
I literally had
year.
I had one private guitar lesson to take, and I was like not gonna take it. But my wife and my mom and my grandma were all like totally like, you need to absolutely do it. You're gonna regret it. And I was like, I absolutely won't, but I'll do it.
But what's like
no one's ever asked to see it. No one's ever.
Like, you don't need a fucking diploma, man. Nobody.
If you went to Harvard, MIT, and Berkeley,
they're like,
music.
They're like, I just want this mix right.
That's
it, bro.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what's like your background in music though? Like, what's your musical taste? Like, what were you into like coming up?
I mean, I was playing guitar, so I was into like guitar music in general, just like becoming a master at that. So it's like really weird guitar shit with no vocals, and then like metal, general rock shit, you know, pop stuff. Once I started mixing, you know, then I really had an appreciation for just like songs and stuff like that. So like I would say that's where my tastes go towards more now, just like anything that's really catchy and pretty popular, generally has a good mix and written really, really well. Like I love really good writers. There's like people are really talented. There's so much good music out
Definitely.
right now, and
Definitely.
like across genres, you know, from like all the electronic stuff to the heavy rock stuff to the blends that are hip hop and every other genre,
Yeah.
and then to the straight just rap stuff that's happening right now. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of good music, a lot of good songs.
But right now, like a majority of your work is like hip hop, rap.
Ton of it.
Yeah.
My biggest project ever is a psychedelic rock band, Crumb, but they, you know, have done all 3 of their projects with me, but they're like spread out like 2 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it'll be like 2 months or like a month that we really lock in and get like mixes or recordings done. But then clients who are just like, you know, doing stuff every day are singers and songwriters and rappers and any other type of artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope, man.
So we talked about good music. Hopefully we get to hear some good music coming
Yeah.
up, man.
Yeah.
So something happened with the track title, but we got this other one from Trippy Pizza, who actually told us he sent in some fire. So hopefully this is fire. We're going to take a listen to it right now on the Beat Club Podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's get it. Let's go.
The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club.
Let's talk about it. People online are saying keep. Fellas, Motivate Marin, how you feeling about this beat?
Yeah, I fuck with it.
Trippy's in the bag.
Yeah, I like the energy of it, man. I like the movement, like the drums. Yeah, it was a high energy track, but it had like, you know, like those dark sounds to it too.
Love it. That's my flavor.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
Says keep it. It has a bounce to it. So yeah, John, what you thinking?
Yeah, I loved it. Rihanna could go on it.
Bang.
I can't wait for her new project too.
Yeah.
Whatever
I'm
she's
low-key a
cooking
Rihanna
up.
fan.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to.
I'm always.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need it.
Yeah.
Did you guys try to sing that song?
Nah.
Never
Well, I
tried
guess
that shit,
yeah. I
like,
guess when it's
privately to
on.
yourself?
No,
Like,
I
I
sing
gu-
that song like multiple times a week.
Yeah, like just sing it privately, man. But it sounds like it's gonna be a good looks trippy. I mean, what I had I tried to sing that song. The other song she had with was it Future? That love. Was that Future? Love. I'm not singing
The
enough.
doo-wop one?
Is
like
it?
the one that sounds like it's a 60s song? Like,
You gonna sing it for me?
no.
It's a love. I'm not singing that today, but yeah, just know they did a song together. I couldn't hit that note, but they sing Riri. Good shit. All right, who we got next, man? Who's this? This from the Bahamas? It's the first time we seen this name.
Nassau, Bahamas.
Is it a newbie? It's yeah.
Nah,
Called
I've never seen that name before.
Death Dance. All right, cool. From the Bahamas. So, Dimitri, I'm sorry it's a wave, but we can make it work. Yeah. All right, we good? We're gonna take a listen right now to Beat Club Podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's get it. Let's go.
The Beat Club.
Club, let's talk about it. They're saying it sounds like some old David Banner.
I can agree with that, especially like the bell sound. Yeah.
Fellas, are we cutting this beat? Anybody here cutting this beat?
I'm cutting it.
Yeah, I think.
Why so?
I'm cutting it for me. I'm sure someone could do a hard track over it though. Yeah. Especially if like I feel like if someone, what's it called? Like the grime shit, like that. Someone could like really flow over and do something, but it's going to be up to the vocals for me.
Yeah. What about the track didn't do it for you? Like, what can they work on? Is there anything that just stuck out that they need to work on?
It's nothing really that's wrong with the track. It's just
wasn't
not
for
one.
you.
It's just not one that I would pick. So I would cut it if it were up to me. But if I were working for a very specific type of artist, I would keep it for them.
Mm-hmm. People saying I ain't feeling the mix though. Other people are saying slice it. So people online are not rocking with it as well.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely how it sounded. Definitely there was something wrong there for sure. Like it definitely sounded like super mid-range.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I was excited when the drums came in because that caught me off guard. I wasn't prepared for the drums to hit that particular way. You know, especially hearing how the melody started, I was actually not interested. But yeah, I'm still gonna cut it as well. So it sounds like it's gonna be unanimous. Let's see if we get one more in. Who's this? Oh. Alright, so we got a beat called This is a call beat? What does this say? This is a call beat chasing?
This is a beat called Chasing.
A beat called Chasing.
Okay, thank you. Jeez.
That's what they were trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. I read text this way.
Yeah,
okay. This is from Big Moo 42 Beatmaker. So we're gonna take a listen to right now the Beat Club podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's get it. Let's go. Beat Club, let's talk about it. People are saying tape vibes, but cut for me, that melody lost me. The second melody lost me. I completely agree. I like the first melody a lot better than the second part of the melody. I did like how dusty it was, the boom bapish a little bit. So it was cool, but the second part threw me off. So I have to cut it based off of that. But my fellas, man, are we you guys cutting this beat?
Yeah, cutting it.
Yeah, I'm cutting it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just needed start from scratch. The drums were cool.
Mm-hmm. Something was a little brittle for me.
Yeah.
It was just like too thin. The melody part of it, but yeah, the form was the bigger part. The part where it felt like they just took 2 samples and kept the drums.
Yeah,
Felt like a little lazy.
yeah, that was definitely lazy, and it needs some low end too, like it just a bass line or something to tie it all together.
We got Jay online said it reminds me of the infamous Mobb Deep.
Yeah, like a.
I know who the beat's for.
Yeah,
I could hear someone still going over it.
yeah. So a bit airy though. Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna get cut today though. Keep sending them in though, but that one sounds like it's gonna get cut. Got like all silent and shit in the room. Yeah. You're like, does anybody else? I don't like to end on a cut.
Yeah.
Can we get this last one in? Don't know the name of the track, but it's by Jay Florio. You're supposed to roll the R in a name like that. Jay Florio or
Florio?
Yeah, there you go. We're gonna take a listen right now to the Beat Club Podcast. Keep it, cut it. Let's get it. Let's go.
The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club.
Let's talk about it. So this has Justice League vibes to a point. Bass is dope. That drop was hard as fuck. Get Ross, Wale, and Meek. Get Ross, Wale, and Meek need this. MMG recipient.
Sorta, kinda.
Yeah.
Sorta, kinda has those feels.
I
Fellas,
definitely
let's
got
talk
the
about it.
Justice League vibe.
Yeah, sorta. The drums would have been a little bit more crispy.
So the Justice League usually we've worked with the Justice League before with Jeezy. They replay everything, and so this is definitely a sample. But
Yeah.
then that bridge part sounded like it was replayed.
Yeah.
Like they played it, and so like I don't know if but the bridge part of it threw it off for me.
Yeah,
But other than that,
yeah,
I thought
that was-
I could hear Jay-Z on it.
Yeah.
Know the work.
Yeah.
For some reason, I felt like I wish it was bumped up just a little bit faster, like 2 or 3 BPMs. I felt like a little slow at times, but just me. Besides that, I thought it was cool, and I liked how the track just kind of began. There was no long ass progression or anything. It was just like to the
Got
point.
right to it.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep it based off.
Yeah,
of
I'm
that
gonna keep it overall too. But I agree with John. Like just when it went into that bridge part, it lost it for me. It didn't necessarily. And the distorted guitar thing was clashing to me too. Like I felt like that took away from the beat as well.
And it's hard
But
to
it
put a
didn't need to
vocal
be.
on it.
Yeah, it didn't need to be there. Like that just did not need to be in the beat at all. In my opinion.
If it stemmed out, it'd be cool to like have something like that at the end of a line.
Yeah.
Like like jumping
Just
out.
jump, yeah,
You know what I mean?
as a
But
little
that's, like,
surprise.
it's
yeah.
tough to like just put those on a track and be like, make your track around this 8-second,
Yeah.
part. But
But we're all keeping it.
Yeah, we'll keep it.
Still
yeah,
letting it go?
definitely still keep.
All right, sounds like a keep it. Said the melody was fire. So, John, I have a question. What's your biggest achievement thus far?
I gotta say the Crumb project that I've done. I'd recorded them for the 4 years before that, since they were freshmen at Tufts in various bands, and none of them took off like, every band hopes they do. And then they were doing this last project the summer after they all graduated, and they were never going to do any shows for it. They're never going to promote it. They were just doing it, songs that they loved, and there was less stress on it. They didn't have as much money, so they like paid me like a flat fee, and so like I did most of the mixing on the first album myself, and just got like little notes from them. And the bass player's girlfriend's younger brother, who went to my high school in Arizona, crazy enough.
That's crazy.
It's a small world, bro.
Yeah, and his girlfriend went to the same school as my wife in Arizona.
That's crazy.
And he posted it, so the girlfriend's younger brother posted it on Reddit, like 15-year-old kid, and it got 800 upvotes in one night, 20,000 plays on SoundCloud, and then it got added to a Spotify playlist and got 40,000 plays over the weekend. And then that was the start. Like, that was the beginning of what now, and now they're playing Coachella this year.
Oh, that's sick.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Dope.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure the one song, Lock It, that we did in like 2017 eventually is going to go gold, which is crazy for a rock,
independent rock group.
That's not even they get label offers all the time, but they're still independent.
Yeah,
like,
that's fire.
It's really, really, really cool. Like, and I got to see them perform live, and there was sold out show, and like I got to see them backstage and shit, and like.
And yet, like I was there from the beginning.
It was just cool. Like, and we still just like talk, and they like, you know, if they have like audio questions and, you know, shit, and they like will play on, like, I got the bass player to play on the J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar track that Jeezy did on the Pressure album.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was really cool. We had problems getting the credits done right, but it's up there somewhere. But that's yeah, that's a big one too. The Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole thing is definitely like, if I'm going to show somebody like a track, that's definitely like one of them that I just like, you know, especially like years from now, will be like, yeah, I got notes from J. Cole about, you know, my delays and like, you know, like certain he's like there's like 8 effects. He's like, keep like 4 of them, and I was like,
yeah.
But at the same time, he was like, keep 4 of them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
with that, I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't like, you know, like I went for it. So because he doesn't usually do like very, very, very few. Now he does.
Yeah.
Now he does like auto-tune and shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes like
after,
it's crazy.
After the KOD on the KOD album.
Yeah, it's crazy what would have gotten you like fired as an engineer. You know, will like be the thing, you know, that gets you going somewhere with an artist and doing something new just a couple years later, just because of like, you know, trends.
Yep, trying something new.
Yeah,
that's dope.
I like
man.
J. Cole with autotune. He's great without autotune.
Without autotune,
he's great with both. I love J. Cole.
I think that's absolutely phenomenal where you are now. And I've watched an interview previously where it sounds like you did everything. You wore many hats. Can you tell people all the hats that you wore, especially like owning your own studio?
Yeah, studio
engineer, like
builder. You know, having to build out the studio in the beginning. We didn't hire a bunch of people. It was just me and 2 other engineers who were going to be splitting, you know, the rent. And then when the other 2 couldn't get business, like I couldn't get, I was the only one stuck on the lease. So, but in the first 3 months of everything, it was just tearing down walls and putting itchy insulation in, and then putting, you know, the sound like panels that stop all the. If you do it just right, there's like a way where you can float, you know, sheets of drywall, and the middle sheet actually vibrates and takes up all of the absorption even more than if you were just to put like 3 layers of them stacked next to each other, because then the sound will just like go through it. Like, it's crazy how just like a little bit of knowledge, which one of the engineers had, went a long way. So that was like the first hat. Promoter, which is the one I was the worst at. I met some people who love the studio and, you know, really helped me build the tree that, you know, made it into what it is today. Engineer, producer, songwriter for some people, and, you know, mentor, trainer for, you know, all, like, I've taught Pro Tools to. That's definitely one of my other like proudest accomplishments. Is like my number 2, my assistant Josh Schubach, is phenomenal and started using Pro Tools 2 years ago. Like, I was the first person he ever recorded in Pro Tools, and now he's worked with like a lot of the biggest artists in Boston. And he's, helped me with Jeezy and Lil Baby mixes, and he's got a great ear, fucking is in love with Kanye, keeps me informed on, the new music, and keeps me hip. Yeah.
That's dope, man. And just to get into that just a little bit before we take a break is how was that adjustment to being a business owner? Like, were you involved in any kind of business before the studio? Like, did you have any type
I sold Cutco.
Okay.
So,
For real?
yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I knew how to do the self-employment thing. Like, I knew how to, put myself out there and not have, like, a boss per se.
Yeah.
But I didn't, like, kill it at Cutco. But I did well enough that, I knew I'd be able to do this. Like, I taught guitar lessons before that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I ever had a regular job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that those were
That was it. Cutco and didn't have in the studio. And
I was doing guitar lessons, and
That's
I had a
crazy.
studio in my basement, and then sold Cutco for a while, and then had a studio in my apartment, and then started the studio.
Must have had that weed too.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, let's go. Oh, we gotta go to the break.
Yeah,
right?
take a quick break.
All right, Joe. So we're gonna be back in about 5 minutes after the break. All right. What up, everybody? We are back from the break. Beat Club Podcast, where producers are heard. Motivate Marin. Do It All Loops, aka D Loops here. John Scott's in the building as well. Artificial AV is out of the office for today. And we're going through some beats. We've heard some fire today. We've heard some so
We
beats
haven't
today.
heard any beat of the week nominations.
We haven't, and I'm waiting for you to hear one like that's the one. I did. You did say that he liked the Manny Beat Shy one, which was early in the show, but we don't like to nominate those too quick because you might come across some fire like second part of the show. But we'll see. So we got this next beat. My guy. He's actually doing a set tonight at the Gritty Pop Colors listening party. Yak Marvelous is up next. I'm not sure what the beat is called, but he did send in the beat. It's number 8 on the Beat Club Podcast. So we're going to take a listen to it right now. We're producer Hurt. Let's get it. Let's go.
Look, everything's precise. I watch his hand come up. Watch him come down. As soon as he come down, boom! Oh, wow!
The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club.
All right, Beat Club. Let's talk about it. We got flame emojis. Fellas, anybody here cutting this beat?
Nah, I loved it.
It was a vibe, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
A whole lot of energy, man. Like, I was like zoned the fuck out.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I was imagining the whole song.
So no feedback on this whatsoever.
Keep doing
We're
it.
gonna hear some of that shit tonight at Wonder Bar.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Yak Marvelous, man. Super dope, man.
Hey.
I'm excited about that too, to hear him do like a full 15, 20-minute set.
Yeah, he's excited, man. I'm
That's
excited
gonna
for him.
be crazy.
So Jonathan is the GOAT. Met him doing work at Shotty? Shotdy? I don't know what that is.
Who you talking about?
So John is the GOAT. Met him
talking
doing
about
work.
John.
Yeah.
Okay.
They call him Jonathan. Yeah. So
So do you have like in-house producers that you work with in the studio?
Yeah.
Who are they? You want to shout them out?
We got Kosh, who's at the studio.
Mhm.
We got Luke Skywalker. I'm sure he goes by a different moniker now. He's gonna hate that I said that.
No.
Leo mixed it. Firebeats.
Leo.
Yeah, you guys had Leo
Leo's
mix
son?
it? Yeah, Leo's son.
Yeah?
That's what he works out your studio?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
He's one of our Stu
Yeah.
champions,
Yeah,
man.
he's one of our Stu B Showcase champions.
Yeah,
man.
hell yeah, because he's fire.
Yeah.
You know he's like on Splice. He's been
like-
the number one on
heard.
for like 7 weeks now.
That's crazy.
I've been telling people like not only is he the top sample pack of the decade because it's the first year of the decade, but I've been telling like my interns that that they just made a new rule and he's just going to be the top sample pack forever, and some people believed it. And it was
Dude.
man. That's Stu alumni, man.
Absolutely.
He's
Hell
been
yeah.
rocking with us for years, man.
I'll have to
Super
tell
dope.
him about this.
He can make a beat out of anything, bro.
Literally.
Like, he can make a beat out of a car
No, we
crash.
he just came to my house the other day and like was showing me how to fuck with Ableton. We made some beats. He's insane. Like I made like 4 sounds on the mic and we made a beat out of it.
Yeah.
Someone online did have a question. They said, "What's the best quality sound equipment I can get? Nothing too big."
I would buy an Apollo and the Slate ML1
Any particular reasons? Just
because that's the only thing you need to get like sound.
So the Apollo is what? Oh, the interface.
Yeah, the Apollo's the interface.
Yeah.
Like if you want to doubt it, like that's what Post Malone records through. If it's good enough for him, it's good enough for you. And then the Slate mic can sound like any of the $10,000 mics on their list. I've tracked them out with the real deal comparisons at studios in New York and LA with the real $10,000 mics. And they didn't sound any better than my $1,000 Slate mic. So I have a bunch of Slate mics. I swear by them. I travel on the road with them. That's the only thing.
And the Apollo interface, they go for like 700 or something.
Yeah,
like
or
that,
less. You
usually.
can get them. If you're like really savvy, you can get them for like 500 if you get them at the right time. But I bought like 5 Apollos the past like 6 months.
Yeah.
Just because it's like the thing we're using. It's perfect. It has a talkback. You can have your monitor controller. It's like
dope.
takes away half of the gear.
1,500 to 2 racks.
That's, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
you
an
got
investment.
that's decent.
You can get the
That's
Slate.
decent.
You can get the Slate mic for 600 used. They had it for 500 brand new during Christmas. So there's a bunch of people who have them who are then just selling the ones that they bought. So 600. Yeah, you can get it definitely for 1,500 after the cables and like a $15 a month or probably maybe $50 a month worth of subscriptions. It's the only thing you're gonna have to invest in.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
that's the
at
good
all.
thing now.
Yeah, the
with these
subscriptions-
subscription-based
Yeah, especially
programs
if
for sounds and
you're
everything.
doing like a project
Yeah.
or if you're really gonna go hard at something for a while. Like you could, you don't have to spend all your money right away. You can have your money and do what you need to do, and then stop spending it when you want to.
Yeah.
Dope, man. All right, let's get into a couple more beats. We got one from Benny Blanco called VHS. Damn, last time you watched a VHS tape.
Woo. It's been a while, but not that long though.
Yeah?
Like, probably like a couple years ago, because I have like such a collection of tapes, so I've kept a good amount. So
We talking regular tapes, like porn tapes, like porn.
Nah, come on, man. Porn is like
Just
He's like Blu-ray only.
yeah, Blu-ray only for porn. You want the best quality for porn, but now like just like the classic like I like them for like the video fucking music videos. We used to record music videos and shit. Yeah. So,
It's been over a decade for me, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was over when then I seen the dual, like the DVD player with the VHS. Have you seen that before?
yeah.
So those were the rage. Those were the only thing they were selling in like 2000.
Yeah.
Like, can't make a decision.
And they had the converter
Yeah.
built in, so you could play your DVD, record it on VHS, or vice versa.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Changed the game right there. All right, so we're gonna take a listen to this beat right now on the Beat Club podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's get it. Let's go.
The Beat Club.
right. Anybody here keeping this beat?
No.
Unanimous.
Before I forget, I gotta shout out WannaCry from the studio because he was the one producer I forgot.
Oh, my bad.
And I don't like this beat.
All right.
Yeah, this was crazy.
Yeah.
Sounds like two beats are playing at the same time.
Yeah,
right
exactly. I was confused. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. It's a unanimous. Yes,
We gotta go to the next one.
please.
Who we got? We got He's a Giant from Leominster, Massachusetts with a joint called Out the Box. I'm going to take a listen right now on the B Club Podcast. Keep it, cut it. Let's get it. Let's go.
The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club.
Definitely
let's talk
Post
about
Malone
it. Yeah.
vibes. And I was listening. My daughter had me listening to Post Malone on the way. The Sway Lee Post Malone joint. What's that? Sunflower. She loves that song.
Yeah, my wife loves it.
Yeah, she loves that shit.
Yo, Post be tugging at my heartstrings all the time, man. If you a single man listening to Post, man, he gets it. He gets it, man. Anybody here cutting his beat?
No.
No?
I put this as my safe. My
Safe keep?
Safe keep.
All right.
The guitar needs to be tuned. If whoever's doing the beats playing the guitar themselves, and they gotta tune one of the guitars a little bit more. Like you throw some auto tune or put it in Melodyne or tune your guitar every take. Even tune for like the line that you're playing or the one chord that you're playing. Like don't try to play like two chords in a row on your guitar. It needs to sound like perfect. And the way they do that in the studio is you have someone play the chord, you tune the guitar to that one chord, you play it, and then you go to the next chord and you tune it to that chord and you get it perfect.
Oh shit, there you have it. With me, I felt like the guitar after a while got a little repetitive, and I was looking for something after a while, and I felt like the changes that did occur, they happened a little later. I wish they would have happened a little bit earlier, like especially when you were layering the guitar, playing like the two separate melodies. I wish that happened a little bit earlier because it started to get a little boring to me. But besides that, it was cool, so I understand the safe keep it. I'm gonna cut it, bro. I'm just gonna cut it. You cut it?
Nah, I'll keep it.
You gonna keep it?
Yeah, I mean, overall, it was cool.
It was alright. So with the safe keep, and we'll let it rock. Keep it. You just made it. And let me see. Oh, yeah, we're good. So, John.
Yeah.
Doing everything that you've been doing as of lately. Because what? How old are you now?
30.
30. And we were talking about this off there. I don't know if you were in the room, Marin, just talking about how fear shouldn't be a factor, how you should just fall into fear. And how it's been working out, obviously, for John here. Knowing what you know now, what would you tell yourself when he just showed up in Berkeley? Like, what would you share? What information would you share with yourself to give you the advantage?
I don't know. I'd probably not say anything, to be honest, just because it worked out. I wouldn't want to jinx it. And I've seen too many time travel movies. But if I were to be giving someone else advice who's in the same situation, I would say find a mentor. Find someone who can do what you want to do, because they will have all of the stuff that no amount of like online, questioning. Like if you're asking a basic question, you're going to get 100 answers for it on the internet, and some of them are going to be the opposite. Like having someone you can really talk with, and like they can give you like more personal stories and like their perspective on stuff, whether you agree with it or not. Can be more valuable to me than just like the onslaught of different views you get when you try to get questions answered in in this type of field on the internet.
Do you mentor people as well?
All the time. Like that's one of the biggest things that I've been focusing on this year. Like I'm trying not to travel. Like last year I was away for or in 2018, I can't remember 2018 or 19. I was away for 200 days out of the 365.
Jeez.
And that definitely like took its toll on me, but it was like a fucking blast at the same time. But I didn't have my studio set up in a way where I was like really making money. I probably would have made more money that year if I had shut down the studio and just, made the money I was making on the road. But that would be a terrible idea because I'd already spent all this time building up the brand and, all this other stuff. But now that I was getting closer to like leaving, I needed to, really make it have longevity without me. So I needed to get more people involved. Having Josh, come along. He was just like another person who sent me an internship application, did the interview. He was okay. Didn't really like him the first couple of weeks. Just like we just didn't click. Like I didn't really know him at all. Then I really got to know him and saw how like focused he was. And then now we're like really, really close friends. And, he shows me shit now that I, wouldn't have stumbled across. There's like a different level of, respect I have for, even the possibilities of what anybody could do. So I just try to keep an open mind, and a lot of people fall off. Yeah. So you have to cast like a pretty open net to get even a few of the people who are like really talented and willing and have the drive. So many things have to be right, and it's unfortunate that it's not just something that if someone wants it, they can do it. But like a lot of things have to align personally, even financially and location wise for some people, for them to have like an opportunity. So like my advice to anybody is just find somebody,
Did you find someone early, or you just...
Yeah, I stumbled across them, but yeah. I was in a band. I was in a Northeastern band while I was at Berkeley. We won a Battle of the Bands contest in Worcester. And then we got 30 hours of studio time at the studio where I'm at now, but before, when it was owned by the other guy, David, when it was called Time Bomb Studios. And then we were running out of time. He normally does like one song in 3 days, and we were trying to do like 3 songs in 3 days or something. Yeah. And so the second night came, and he was like, we're not going to have enough time tomorrow to record guitars and vocals. And I was like, I can record all the guitars at home and bring them back. And he's like, that's cool, but like we would also need to like, I need to like put in the MIDI for the bass. I was like, I can do that too. So I like went home, recorded all my guitar parts, took all the bass, put it into MIDI, so that he could, play a sub synthesizer bass underneath the live bass, so that you can get like the subs and shit. All producer tricks that I'd never heard of too, by the way. And then, yeah, so I basically showed him that I could do a bunch of shit, and he invited me to, come back and sit in on his sessions. His old intern saw that I was going to kind of beat him out and jump ship, went back home. And then, yeah, I lived with him for a year. Everybody who was at the studio lived at the same place. It was pretty dramatic, but I learned a lot that year. Definitely learned a lot about what I didn't want to, how I didn't want to run a studio. Like I knew I didn't want to do stuff by the song. I wanted to do stuff by the hour, because by the song, artists can just be like, ask for changes, ad infinitum. They can just literally be like, add a different crazy effect. No, try a different crazy effect. No, go back to how it originally was. No, go to the third one. Like it can drive engineers and stuff crazy, and then make them bitter and jaded. And so I was trying to find a way around that.
Question: Did you I believe so, but you can let me know. Did you get to a point where you increased your prices and it kind of changed?
I mean, I always had to increase my prices because I started prices so low. I was originally doing, like, when I had the promotion, like when I first started the studio, it was half off for 12 hours and it was $300, so it was half off, it was $150
For 12 hours?
for 12 hours.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn.
And
I'm like, give me 24 hours
and so few people
took advantage of it, huh?
So few people did.
Why is that? Did they not take you seriously?
Just nobody knew.
They didn't know who you were.
Yeah, you have to build word of mouth, and like until you have a reputation, like they go to their guy, they go to the person who they listen to their friend's song who sounds the best, and ask them where they went, and that's kind of what determines it. It's not anything against. And I sucked at the beginning. I wasn't good. Although the very first stuff I recorded at the studio did sound pretty good, but the hip hop stuff that I did at the studio for the first couple of years definitely is not at the same level that it was.
You probably didn't have your ear yet.
Definitely not. Definitely not all. Exactly, not all the stuff that I needed to hear yet. Like I had what I'd learned from all the music I had ever heard, but I didn't start listening to hip hop. I'd heard like Kendrick Lamar's album in 2008 or whatever, Good Kid, Mad City. Might have come out earlier, but that's when I heard it. And that was pretty much it before the studio. And then tons of hip hop. Like Somerville just had a bunch of like hip hop people around, and they loved the studio, and they really helped me, spread the word and got me a lot of the business. And I was doing a better job than a lot of the people that, they were going to before that. And then I just had like a series of breakthroughs, a lot of them based on my clients. Like, especially in the beginning when I was charging lower prices, people weren't patient. People were like just not as nice. Like, it's weird to say it, but like if you're giving them a deal, they still want even more sometimes. And so they take you for granted. But when they're paying more, sometimes they're even more respectful of even their time. But that push to like have songs done by the end of a session, even when someone's only paying for like an hour, was like one of the big ones that like just made me really fast and gave me an edge that I didn't know would be such a big factor in like my success down the road. So like it was pushy clients and all those like, rough seas make for a good sailor, like that quote, it's all that.
And I know Marin asked about your in-house producers. Do you scout for in-house producers, or do they just? So
sometimes I always keep an ear out for like if I know that someone in the room made a beat, you know what I mean? And then if like I'll ask to hear other beats, and if there's like something that works. But like Max was like one of the first ones where he was working with an artist, Pricey, and Pricey wasn't even at that session, and they were coming from out of state. And I was like, okay, so that shows a level of dedication on its own. Like these producers are coming in to get their artist track mixed. Like they're trying to promote, like they're trying to do shit how I feel is like, the right way, working with an artist as a producer and trying to build. And they were paying for studio time, and I wasn't super cheap. So all of those things lined up. I asked him to play me a bunch of beats, and I loved them. And so then that was like the start of me having in-house producers, and that's WannaCry. And from there, it was trying to find a way for the producers to sell their beats to clients. But really what we've like landed on, it's like more about having, like I've trained all the producers how to track and how to mix enough to work with artists so that if they're in a session and an artist needs beats, they have a whole selection of their own beats that they can shop to them right then. Same type of thing that Leo often does, or they can even just make something during a session because they're quick with it.
Yeah, Leo's been working with artists for a while too, and recording artists for a long time too. Yeah. But that was actually like segues into my question, like being this show is catered to producers, and we hear so many beats all the time, and like I can critique mixing to a certain degree, but like sometimes it's just more so about the feeling for me. But as an engineer, what do you recommend as like for producers as like a baseline to like kind of like submit their beats? Like, what's the main problem you get, like, when you have beats tracked out and sent to you, or when beats come into a studio? Is there like a baseline or way for things to be mixed or in a proper way so that when you get it, you can
every once in a while something's too loud.
Yeah, I think that's a problem overall, period.
You know, people just want to be competitive and they want something to sound like it's better than it is. Like when you play it, you know, in comparison to the last track and so on a lot of these sites, if something's crazy loud, it just like seems like it's better. But then when you go to do something with it, it's like kind of rough, or, you know, it's not always the end of the world that something's loud if it's done right. But there is a level where it becomes distorted, a problem when you try to add vocals onto it, and like sometimes you just don't hear the low end issues because they only listened to it on a laptop before they came to the studio. So I would say listen to it on a few different sources. Don't make stuff too loud. Just make stuff like get to like -12 or something, -10. Because I know like if I had my way, I'd have them do it at like -16. But they're not going to do that because then it won't be competitive online. But if you do it even at like -12, it'll be enough.
So you're more so talking about like two when, you know, people are just recording off 2-track mixes or whatever, they rip offline somewhere and stuff. Yeah,
like that's so many, and I can fuck up a 2-track. So like I don't mind recording on a 2-track, especially if the mix is good, and I can do a lot of shit in the mix to fix a 2-track. Getting the balance of like the melody and the, like, you know, percussion elements to match, I would say, is the other thing. Sometimes someone just wants the drums to knock so hard that there's just like no melody, and so the vocal is just kind of bare and out there alone. So like finding the right balance of those two things, making sure the kick and the 808 and the snare kind of hit at the same level, but then there's like, you know, the melodic stuff pillowing it.
So to everybody watching, we are going to be ending the show kind of early today because of some of the stuff we got going on later. Especially me, you know, my birthday celebration and such.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much, sir. Is there any way that people can get in contact with you? Social media? Is it email? Is there anything that you can drop to the people now so they can?
Yeah, social media is at PHX Down Studios, and I have my number listed. But if you just type in Phoenix Down Recording into Gmail,
listed online?
Yep, it's listed online. So if you want to call me, my number is 602-321-3422. Texting is probably preferred, but one of my assistants will pick up if you call. And the website to book is phoenixdown.simplybook.me.
You're the first person in B Club Podcast history that's ever dropped their phone number.
Yeah. He has assistants, though. So he's probably one of the first producers my assistant.
Yeah, if you've noticed, like my phone hasn't rang one time yet, which is amazing.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Well, dope, man. Cool. Thank you so much for just taking your time out your day.
Absolutely. No, this was great.
Thank you so much, family. And small world, the fact that Leo is even...
Yeah.
Yo, Leo's my boy.
Leo
is definitely one of the other reasons the studio and everything is working out so well, because not only can I teach people, but Leo can.
Yeah.
And so we had 2 rooms going on all the time. So it really works out.
Dope. Yeah, man. Hopefully, too, we can come by the studio, man, and do something there, man. Get some content.
Hell yeah.
There.
No,
That'll be dope. I've never been
welcome.
there, man. And like, that's why I wanted to get you on the shows, because like everybody I know is like, yeah, we're going to Phoenix Down. I'm like, what the fuck is this place? How come I never been there? You know what I'm saying? Like, felt kind of left out.
Pull through.
Yeah, I definly got to pull up, man. And y'all had Amadeus there too, like right there.
Yeah, he was really cool. Me and him chopped it up about Trey songs because he's been on tour with them. But me and Trey are pretty cool, so I'm open to work with him in the near future.
Dope.
Fire, dope, man. Motivate, man. Anything you want to say to the people before we go?
Hey, man, like I always say, man, love is the answer and the cure. Check on your loved ones. Let them know that you love them. And tonight, man, we celebrating my brother Loops, man. Make sure you come out to Wonder Bar, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Gritty Pop Colors. Yeah, I heard the project last week in its entirety. It's fucking dope. I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
proud you putting some music out there. And yeah, man, we're excited, man. Plenty of tequila shots tonight.
Oh God, I'm driving, but yeah, we're gonna make it happen. And thanks to everybody on Facebook, IG, Twitter for rocking with us. Shout out to the Go Network for rocking with us as well. And because I can say it on the radio, I'm gonna say it right now. Shit.